Hello. I'm so glad you came. I was hoping you'd be here. You got here just in time. We're going to celebrate today. Sunday is a very special birthday, and I need you to help me sing a birthday song. Do you know whose birthday it is? It's the birthday of our church. Did you know our church had a birthday? Yeah, it does. And do you know it's over 2,000 years old? It's old, isn't it? That's older than all of us. That's even older than me. Well, I want you to help me sing a birthday song to our church, okay? Use your best voices now, and let's go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear church. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. That sounded wonderful. I'm so glad you helped me with that. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. Sunday is Pentecost, and that's the birthday of our church. That's when it began. That's when the Holy Spirit was sent to the apostles to guide them and help them in speaking to others and in making our church grow by bringing people to the church when they learn about Jesus and about God. Okay? So, this Holy Spirit doesn't just work for the disciples or priests or bishops. He's there for you and me too. He helps guide us so that we can do God's will too. Okay, so we're going to talk about two of the different readings in Sunday's Mass. The first one comes out of the book of Acts, and it's talking about the Holy Spirit coming to the apostles. Okay? All right. When the time for Pentecost was fulfilled, the apostles were all in one place, and suddenly there came from the sky a noise like a strong driving wind. Noise, like a bad thunderstorm or a tornado? You get frightened, don't you? And it filled the entire house where they were staying. Can you imagine that? I imagine they were scared, or at least worried what was happening. Then there appeared tongues of fire, which came to rest over them. They were all filled with the Holy Spirit and could now speak in different tongues. Speaking in different tongues means speaking in different languages. It would be like if I could all of a sudden speak English and Spanish and Vietnamese and Italian. That would be wonderful. Well, the apostles were excited about it because now, since God asked them to go talk to everyone, no matter where they went, people understood them because they could speak in their language. So they were given the Holy Spirit to help them do God's will. Okay, so also, the gospel for today, or Sunday, the gospel for Sunday comes from the book of John. And it also has to do with the Holy Spirit. And it also has to do with the apostles being a little scared. See, it's all right to be afraid. Even the apostles were. Yep. Okay, here we go. On the evening of the first day of the week, when the doors were locked where the disciples were because they were afraid of the Jews. Now remember, the Jews had just crucified Jesus, so the apostles were hiding, and that's why the doors were locked. They didn't want them to come get them and crucify them or put them in jail. So they were afraid, and they were hiding. Jesus came and stood in their midst. Now remember, Jesus had died. Now he did rise. But out of nowhere, he's standing in their midst. And he said to them, "Peace be with you." Now Jesus said this because he knew his apostles were fearful. They were afraid, and he was trying to calm them down a little bit. Besides, the doors were locked, the windows were shut. How did he get in there? They had a lot that was making them a little uneasy. Then Jesus showed his disciples his hands, where the nail had gone through when they had been crucified. And he pointed to his side, where the sword had pierced him. But then, by seeing this, the disciples rejoiced because they recognized it was the Lord. Then Jesus said again, peace be with you. Now listen to this. This is where the church is born. As the Father has sent me, I send you. And then Jesus, okay, this is kind of funny. Listen to what he did. And then Jesus breathed on them. And he said, receive the Holy Spirit. Whose sins you forgive are forgiven, and whose sins you retain are retained. That right there, when Jesus breathed on them and was sending them out, just like years ago when God sent Jesus to us on earth, now Jesus is sending his disciples out to us to spread the word, to teach everybody, not just a few, everybody, because now they could speak several languages, so anybody could understand them. He wanted them to go preach. He wanted them to talk about God's love. He wanted them to spread. He gave them the Holy Spirit to help them do God's will. You know what? He wants us to do the same thing. He wants us to spread the news about Jesus, about God, about God's love. And he's given you the Holy Spirit too. Okay, so when you were baptized, you received the Holy Spirit. And when you're confirmed, you'll receive the Holy Spirit again. No, it's just kind of like the disciples. They received the Holy Spirit over and over and over again when they were doing God's will. And we do too. We can receive it as much as we need it. All we have to do is ask him. That's exactly what we do. So whenever you're scared, all you have to do is pray to the Holy Spirit. Ask him to guide you so you can do God's will. And then sit and listen and see what he tells you. So, happy birthday to the church, and have a great rest of your day. Y'all take care.